All right, welcome to Always Off Brand. We are live at eTail here. We are in the hallway. We're in the bistro, I like to say, the media bistro, the podcast row. It's kind of like radio row. Summer's late. I just want to put that out publicly. Summer's late. We have our first guest here, which actually, just to be fair, in her defense, she didn't know that we were doing this. But let me.
So you can't call her late.
Yeah, we usually have music intros. So we have walk-up intros for our guests. So usually it's this old Chicago Bulls thing that comes up. It's the old Alan Parsons.
All
right, and then I go into my announcer, ladies and gentlemen, live from eTail, it's Jason Grunberg, Chief Marketing Officer for Bluecore.
I am here indeed. It's great to be hanging out.
Yeah, we'll check the audio. Again, we're obnoxiously up close to that mic. Move that mic a little bit. There you go.
A little
it's
bit
kind
away.
of uncomfortable. No, into it.
All right.
Get into it. We're good. We're trying through the live stream. We're trying. It's everybody. We're testing kids. Okay. So first of all, I kind of know what Bluecore is, but I'm a numbskull. So just lay it out for me. All right.
So like in the easiest terms possible.
Yeah. Just like that's what we do. We simplify. We cut all the garbage.
Yeah. So look, Bluecore's been around for about 12 years. What we're known for is working with some of the largest retailers in the world.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I see your stuff everywhere.
Yeah, so like Tapestry and Nike and Spark and Gap and J. Crew and right. And so what we have always been known for is this kind of combined customer data platform and campaign management platform. We bring it together into one, so you're not paying for multiple things, and make it easy to send personalized communications. That's kind of our legacy, I would say. What we've been moving into is this thing that everybody's talking about now, which is the agentic future, right?
Oh, yeah. AI, agentic AI.
All AI, all the time. I don't even exist. I'm a robot man.
Yeah,
so like,
exactly. Is it really you? This is what's weird coming to these conferences. You actually see humans in real life, the IRL thing. So agentic AI, that was a big buzz coming out of the NRF show, National Retail Federation show. It's been all the thing, but what the hell is that, and why should we care?
So basically, it's first of all, if I were not a human, I would definitely not be like as overweight as I am. Like I don't think I would choose this body for my autonomon, but here we are. So the idea of like agents, right? Really just think about what can you automate, what can be autonomous, but not just autonomous, but smart and learning, right? What can you reinforce and whatnot? And there's all this talk about the vision of we're going to live in this agentic future where consumers themselves have agents that do things for them. Almost like the idea of Rosie from the Jetsons actually happening,
absolutely.
Right? But in a digital environment.
Jetson.
There we go. Just like classic show though, right? Like, and Rosie was the best part of that.
Yeah.
And then also what can you automate from a business perspective? Like where do you need people? Where do you not? What are things that AI can do that people can do, but AI can do better? And so I think a lot of what's being talked about here at eTail is this idea of like agentic marketing, right? Which is how do you make decisions for every consumer about what you need to put in front of them anywhere they are, quote unquote, at scale, all that jazz.
Now, again, I didn't prepare you at all for this question.
Yeah.
But this is a great learning time for me.
I love it.
So what the hell's the difference between agentic AI and a freaking chatbot that's been around for 10 years, 15 years?
Yeah. So
I mean, is this a dumb question? Because I pride myself in dumb questions.
It's not a dumb question. And I think the funny part about the question is, even yesterday in the first day, the AI summit, right? You had people getting up there sharing like this grand vision of where they're going with AI. And then they show where they are today, and it's a chatbot.
No,
and
right.
so like that's what it is, right?
No, I on this show, again, because I'm quote seasoned, the whole Gartner, the hype cycle and the trough of Delulu, as I say. I am in the trough of Delulu, but I'm coming out because I've just recently seen some unbelievable shit just from ChatGPT, actually, the crap that it can do.
Yeah.
So again, I'm trying to crawl out, honestly.
Yeah.
I understand what's going on. I'm not head in sand, but I'm also trying to figure out the application. Like, how is this going to make us sell more stuff?
So, example of that, right, is we've been doing this for a while now. We have a product called Alby, ALBY, and we're live on QVC. They're getting up with us on stage today. they have actual results where their PDP conversion rate has gone up 1.5%. Now 6.2% of all PDP visitors are engaging with this part of the PDP. It is not a chatbot. It's not something that sits in the lower right-hand corner that you're going to be like, hey, where's my order? Or hey, like this arrived damaged. What do I do? Right. So what we're doing is for every individual product, we are predicting what are the questions that this customer is going to ask. Okay. So what do they need to know? And I think the exciting part about that is there is a big difference between shopping and buying. Right? Yeah. Like they are related. There's an overlap, but they're two different activities. I really love to shop, but I'm not waking up every day trying to spend all my money. Yeah. There are some days. Yeah. Right. Like
there's right. The path to purchase, all the other buzzwords.
But look, every website, every e-commerce site, the whole thing you talk about is CRO, conversion rate optimization. Right. So what are the things that you are going to do that are just constantly going to increase it? That has nothing to do with research, with discovery, all of those things. And I think one of the fundamental problems that retailers have that they now know, right, is if I have a shopper who is on my site and they leave to do more research, they're gone. Yeah. No, they're not coming back. Right. Yeah. And so what you need to do, but what you need to do is find a way to enable all of the research that they want to do within your site environment. Okay.
And so if on the QC, maybe I'll catch that one. Yeah. But so just again, walk me through my simple. I went to Arizona State. I use that joke all the time. Go be kind. Anyway, so I'm on there, right?
Yeah.
It's predictive. Is this kind of like a next level conversational FAQ situation where because nobody reads anymore, really? Yeah. Right. Nobody's going to read the features and bullet points or whatever. Is it kind of just proactively saying, hey, listen. This is, you can wash this in cold water and dry it. I mean, am I on the right?
No, you absolutely are. So imagine right below the images on a PDP, you've got like an inch to an inch and a half of real estate where it has these questions, these prompts, right? That are, what's the warranty on this product? Or how do I care for this? Or can I put this in my washer dryer? It's a toaster, right? Yeah. Like the answer is no, but like someone's going to ask that question. Right. But really we're predicting for every product. What are people going to be asking? You click on that prompt and it writes you the answer. And then it asks you, what else do you need to know? Or let's say you're evo.com, which is a winter sports.
I love Evo. I know. Is Nathan Decker here? He's been on the program.
Well, look, what I do know, what's on their site is Albi, our product.
Oh, really?
And so,
okay.
So right underneath all their products, if you go to a set of skis, it'll say like, what terrain is the ski built for? Or what level of skier? Is this good for beginners? Yeah. And if you click on an advanced ski that says, is this good for beginners? Is the prompt, it'll say no. Like, this is not what you're looking for. Can I make some recommendations for you?
So this is, to me, we're continuing to evolve to emulate an in-store experience.
Exactly.
Because I worked in retail for 25 years and we trained all the retail staff, right? It's about what kind of question the key to sales, whatever is, if you ask the right questions, they'll lead you right down the path to the greatest product for them. Then they'll be happy.
Exactly. And this is the kind of interesting part of all this to me is, for so long, we've been talking about how do you replicate the in-store experience online? Right. Replicate's the absolute wrong word.
Oh, really?
Right? Oh, totally.
Okay.
It's not about replicating. It's the word you use, emulating. How are you inspired by that? And so when you think about replication, right? That's why chatbots are not the right answer here, because you know what you don't want when you go into a store?
They're irritating.
Yes, exactly. But it's like annoying. Somebody greeting you at a store, not irritating.
No, well, it's how they greet you.
Well, that's very true.
If I saw you, I'd be okay.
Well, look,
you'd probably be nice to me. You'd be welcoming. You're from Carolina.
Well, now I am, but I was from New York originally.
But New York's actually the friendliest town around.
It depends, man. Look, so I'll tell you the story. I was in Chicago, my first time ever. I was with a bunch of friends. We're in the middle of a conversation. We walk into, I think it was like Urban Outfitters.
Right.
And somebody greeted us. And I was like, hey, we were in the middle of a conversation. Like and my friends from Chicago were horrified.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, totally. I was like, hey, like we're in the middle of talking. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Jason?
I was young.
The person's just trying to do their job. They're trying to welcome you. Said hello.
So this is what all my friends said to me as in that moment.
Come on,
right?
Man, what are we doing?
There we go. But look, when you get onto a website if you're being greeted by a chatbot that's like, hi, how can I help you today? Like, what are you coming in store for? Are you just browsing or something?
I know,
That's annoying,
it's
right?
so annoying.
So replicating, wrong.
Got
like
it.
being inspired by, right.
That deserves, you got to get a bell for that.
I appreciate
That's
that.
A chime.
Thank you.
That's a juicy nugget right there. So replicating is wrong and emulating is the correct one. Now, to take that story further, right? It's going to get smarter. I'm sure Albie's very smart already.
Yes.
But to read the room, right? Hey, how you doing? Whatever, welcome in. Okay, you learned your lesson. I'm glad. You're probably very nice to people when you walk in stores now.
Now I am. Yes. I think I was like a angry young person for some reason.
It's all good. We'll do therapy later.
I appreciate it.
But the also thing is, people, you have to read the room, right? They don't want to be asked 17 times.
Correct.
When they're walking around, they literally, so man, you got to customize every situation because somebody might want help. You don't know where they are. Like, this is tricky wickets, man.
So like, there's a few things. And again, like trying not to use like Mark CMO technology speak, right? Like when you think about this future, like you got to have knowledge, right? So these agents have to know, they have to know their stuff, right?
Yeah.
It has to be factual, but you also need memory, right? Like,
where are we though? Now, it's only been around since 2021. It's been around for longer than that, but it really, OpenAI kind of led the room, right? I can tell you on Amazon, Rufus, I mean, all of this stuff just is getting smarter, right? Because it's machine learning. It's new school machine learning.
Yep.
How smart is Albie right now?
Oh, so this is the reason why Bluecore and Albie are one thing, right? So Bluecore acquired Albie a number of months ago.
Okay.
The fun part about it, though, is that Max Bennett, who is one of the co-founders of Albie, is actually one of Bluecore's co-founders.
Oh, there you go.
And so he was our chief product officer. He's now our chief product officer once again, but he knows both systems intimately. And so thinking about, most tech companies, the retailer is like, oh, Lord, they made an acquisition. What are they going to do? They're going to destroy it. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. We've quickly integrated and now we're innovating both sides together, which is exciting. Awesome. So what we're launching at eTail is the ability to put these conversations anywhere. So it can be in your mobile app. You can have this in email. It can go into SMS. And so this is where the tenets for us are, the agent has got to be knowledgeable. Yeah. It also has to have memory, right? You don't we're meeting, but I'm going to see you later on today. And imagine if I was like, hi, I'm Jason, and did that every time we saw each other.
That wouldn't be uncommon.
No. I mean,
that would not be my first thought.
At some point, it would be funny.
It would be a little awkward.
Us,
it would be awkward, Jason, because I feel like we're tight now.
There we go. But this is where identification becomes important.
Yeah.
Can you remember who this individual is?
Yeah.
Do you know who they are when they're coming into the site, into the app, or in opening email? Do you remember the conversations you had with them?
Well, that's also the first. You're gonna lose me if you just ask me the same crap over
Absolutely.
and over again. I'm annoyed.
Yes.
It's like customer service 101, but everything you just talk to a machine.
Yeah. So, but that's why we're together, right? That's why these companies make sense, is because if you are going to, you have great skin, obviously, right? So I was just picking something, man. Yeah. There we go. Right. There we go.
No free ad.
So you imagine you're going to Sephora, right? Because that's where you're going to get your.
Oh, that's wow.
Yeah. So. And you go and you're going to be there every 3 months for the same product. If the same prompts are underneath that product for you, who's returning, that's a failure, right? It should be how did this product, we should start learning and doing progressive profiling.
It's like the next level of the personalization.
Yes.
I mean, we had all this crap. I mean, this is what we do. We try to break down all this business, right? It's real stuff.
Yeah.
But come on, man, what are we doing? How is this going to help me sell stuff? And then if I come back and it knows me, you know what? I love that. I like going places where I go to small places like the grocery store. I know everybody.
Yeah.
I like the touchy-feely. I like to be hugged. I like to be known. And that's what this does?
Well, look, this to me is looking at it less of how do I sell more? How do I make it easier to sell more? And more, how do I make it easier for somebody to buy?
Just don't annoy me.
Well,
that's a new marketing tag.
Don't annoy me.
I'll give you that one for free.
All right, I appreciate that. I'm going to use that. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Albie, Bluecore, just don't annoy me.
I'm going to text my whole team right now and be like, stop the press, right? This is it.
All those digital ads. I need creative right now.
We've been wrong.
Just don't annoy me.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Look, that's true, but at the same time, it's I think the interesting part is like what's annoying to you.
I know.
It's going to be different than what's annoying to me.
So I do my 47 hobby jobs, right? I do play-by-play for high school sports. We stream it, okay? And announcers, right? This is a very subjective thing. It's like an artist. Some announcers, like for the NFL, some color commentary, some people just don't like them because they're annoying.
Yeah.
But you can't ever make anybody happy. So I get it. This is a nuance. There's nuance, and that's the problem with a bot.
It is nuance, and that's where personality also becomes really important. Is like, how is this a reflection of your brand, but also meeting that consumer for who they are, right? And what you learn about them.
Got me, Jason. I'm in on Albie.
There we go.
I'm in.
So this is the fun part for me as a CMO is like when I joined Bluecore about 2 years ago, it was all about how are we marketing only to the enterprise, right? Largest retailers in the world.
Yeah.
With Albie, we're now working with everybody. So like you could be a true small business, right? And want to start experimenting with an agent. Great. Come on over, right?
Yeah.
Like we're on Shopify, you can get a 14-day free trial. Like, or if you are QVC, right? We're going to let you play with it for, 3-6 months, something along those lines, so that you can learn how to launch your first agent, right?
Wait. So you're here for the smalls? You're here for the little people?
This is what I'm here for now, which is exciting. And because I think this is the amazing part of being able to make decisions like this is to say, hey, if we really believe in this future, let's make it available to everybody.
I agree.
Because it shouldn't just be these largest companies in the world who can offer this.
And that's the beauty of Shopify and the democratization. Big commerce is here. All the great platforms. We do a big thing with Shop or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this, right? Is because everybody can, the playing field's a little more level.
100%.
That's awesome.
Like we see a lot of signups from Shopify Marketplace for this. And there are companies that were like, hey, can we help you with something? They're like, no, man, like we're good. Like we just want to be experimenting with this and see what it does. And we're like, go on, you do it. Like we're here if you need us.
I love
it. Other organizations that are, again, like how this looks on QVC is very different than how it looks on Evo. It's very different than how it looks on everywhere else. They want ultimate brand control, which is an important part about this. And I think the interesting thing that we've learned is there's a lot of big company tech teams that are all about like, how do they build all this stuff themselves?
Well, that's what I was going there next.
Yeah.
Before my next hard hitting question.
What do you want me to keep going or what you got?
No, well, it's on the same line you're going to, right?
All right.
The big companies, right? In-house tech, they're going to dev teams till they die, right? Zillions of dollars, the infrastructure, time. I mean, it's just massive amounts of time, right? Because really, you can whisper this, and I can, if you want me to, I'll cut it out.
All right.
How much are you going to save these people? Because let's just talk like it is. Because the person that's going to purchase this product, right, is looking for a cost savings. Not only that, he's trying to make a better experience.
Yep.
I'm not pushing that away.
Yeah.
But you gotta make me some dough, Jason.
You do. It's got to be incremental.
Yes.
Right. It can't just be, oh, these people are going to buy anyway. And thanks, you answered a few questions that they had, and guess what? They bought anyway.
Exactly.
So like, congratulations. And so there's a few parts about this product for us that are like really attractive for the enterprise. One, like we have built these marketer and merchant controls around this product. And guess what? Tech teams don't want to do that. Like they want the models. They want to do all of that stuff.
Right.
So for the tech side of the house, like this is an agentic platform, which again, buzzword, but like comes with a set of tools where like, if you are Evo, you could build your own skill on top of our platform.
Okay.
So you can fully customize this for yourself. And like your tech team can be like, hey, you know what we need? We need a boot fitter. And so we got to be able to answer questions about boot fit when it comes to certain conditions. And that's not out of the box. So we're going to build that on top of this and customize it to our business.
Beautiful.
And that's really attractive because we've already given them the foundation. They don't need to do the undifferentiating work. Right. They get to invest in the differentiating work.
This is AI for the people.
Hell yeah.
But again, this is my other favorite sound effect I play all the time. Let's see how loud it is. Show me the money.
There we go. There we go.
Because at the end of the day, the answer to all your questions, kids, is show me the money. There you go. Okay, can I get into some CMO? We won't keep it much longer. Can I ask you some CMO questions?
Sure. I hope I can answer them.
Do you mind?
Let's do it.
Okay, so have you been a CMO before Bluecore? Were you in the CMO? You're a marketing guy, right?
This is my gig.
Okay. So I think it's fascinating because the CMO is one of the people that have the big spreadsheet. I call it the big spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking at all these platforms. You're looking at all the spend. You're looking where you're spending it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my question.
By the way, I can't say no because my finance team is going to listen to this. Like, absolutely. All day.
You're entrenched. You're in the trenches with the finance team. You guys are brothers and sisters in arms,
we
right?
are. My CFO is amazing.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. My question is, I see the world blending, right? The consumer is blending. I always say, right? Silos equal sadness, and the consumer doesn't give a shit where your org chart is.
Yeah.
Because their path to purchase and how they're discovery and where they are, it's a freaking drunken octopus. That's Summer's line. So my question from you, as you have the purse strings, you have P&L responsibility. This is a CMO thing. I think it's an interesting moment where a lot of organizations, big, small, and huge, are having to figure this out. I can't just have the sales budget. I can't just spend over here. I've got to see it because it all correlates now. And I know you're selling most to enterprise and B2B, and you understand that. I'm not saying from a consumer products, but do you have any? Does that mean anything to you, or am I full of beans?
No, look, it's for everybody. Look, whether you're hawking B2B tech or you're hawking sweatshirts, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing, right?
That's my point.
Everyone's a buyer, and the reality is like the channels, right? Like the places where you can be only continue to expand,
right?
And the number of people I have and the budget I have to spend, like, isn't growing at that same rate,
right?
And so, like, it is complex. And the reality is, I think when you get back to it, there's one foundational truth is that people buy from people that they like.
Yeah.
And whether that is in technology or in consumer products, like there's something that's attractive for you in it. And so I think ultimately for me, this idea of this like AI future, the importance of brand has a really interesting evolution point.
You're a brand builder.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be. You have to be. Yeah.
But 5 years ago, has your job changed since 5 years ago?
Oh, so I have changed jobs in the last 5 years. So
I know, but I'm saying that role, the CMO role, again, wherever you are, I think it's a lot similar than people think.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing. Has it changed dramatically?
Look, the way I do it and the way I like to do it, no, like it's the same ethos of like leadership and people first and all of those things. I think what's become more important is it used to be maybe like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Like I would just hire the right team to come in and be like, okay, like you're going to be my expert in marketing technology. You're going to be my expert in this area. As a leader, you can't afford to not understand what's happening from a technological basis anymore. And so you have to be like, not necessarily fluent and able to use everything, but something that I do that I've always encouraged my peers to do is I do something called a demo day, where one day a month, I set aside a block of time and all those like inbound emails that I'm getting from sales reps. I open all of them. And if something's interesting to me, I'll be like, my next demo day is, March 14th.
Come in, show me how it works.
Yep. You got 30 minutes of my time.
That's great.
Oftentimes what I'll get is like, well, we want to get a call beforehand, ask you a bunch of questions. I'll be like, no, friend, that's not going to happen. Like, if you want to use that time to ask me questions about like what I'm looking to buy, cool. But I'd rather you just show me your stuff. Right.
That's
and
great.
So this is how I stay up to speed on what's happening. And I think it's important as a leader today that like you have to consume. Like, I know, you have to consume.
God, it's a balancing act, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like shiny distraction, the cost of distraction, not to get caught in the hype cycle, but also at the same time, I bet when you do this, every once in a while you stumble upon something and you're like, that's actually really interesting.
It is really interesting.
Going, can you do this? Can you do this? Well, last year I was here and I've been in Boston. A lot of the people, they go around as far as the vendors, right? And I thought this was interesting. Some of the retailers go around and they talk to some of these small guys, and over time, it depends, these guys customize stuff for them.
Yes.
And they've gained great businesses and it's been so helpful, but they just stumbled upon their booth.
Yes.
That's such a great open philosophy.
It is. And like for a while.
So wait, hold on. Don't email Jason right now. Don't email.
Look, if you email me right now, there's no chance I'm looking at it like for the next 48 hours.
I'm just
but
kidding.
Like here we are. But Jason.Grunberg at Bluecore.com. Go for it.
I think that's a great approach, right? You You make sure it's got the appropriate time, but you're checking your time spent inventory, right?
Yeah.
And who knows, you might bump into the greatest thing.
Also, like, I just have this thing of like, we do outbound communication. Like, we outbound into retailers, right?
You know it.
I know it. And I also am like, it's a hard job. And so what I'm not going to do as somebody that manages that is be kind of shitty to the people who are doing it to me. Like, it's just
you turn around, one room is you're selling, the other room you're getting sold to, and you're like, I appreciate what these people are going for.
It's hard, right? It is
is
challenging. And so like, I'm respectful of what they do, and I'm like, you go, right? And like, and then there's always like, I see people who are like, oh, like posting on LinkedIn of like, oh, this person sent me an email that said like name, like, are you doing this? I'm like, you know what? Somebody made a mistake.
I know.
You did that too. I've done it too.
okay.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Get that off LinkedIn. Like, stop giving this kid a hard time.
I know.
Like, it's
especially
wild.
when you're young. I started my career in 99% cold call rejection sales. It's brutal, man.
You know, and I feel like that's why we've got something. Like, my first job was like 100 cold calls a day. Couldn't leave my desk.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, it was horrible.
It was terrible.
But boy, did it teach you.
Yeah.
It taught you to build rapport quickly. It taught you to ask the right questions efficiently.
Yeah.
And either get in or get out.
And that's it. And like, I was selling like the leasing and financing of capital equipment to like banks and healthcare institutions.
Oh, yeah.
And so
I thought my job was bad. I was doing laundry services.
You know, what's even funnier is like, this was my dad's company. So
that's perfect. Of course it was.
I studied journalism. And
you did?
Yeah. And like, you know, magazine journalism of all things.
Nice.
And so
they're
like
coming back. Actually, I heard they're coming back a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little late for me to get back into that world. So like, it's okay. You never know. You
Things
never
seem
know.
to be working okay right now.
Here we go. I love what I get to do. I really do. And I think the part about like what you were saying of like the octopus, right? Of like how you manage everything. You know what? You can't be all places, or you can't be all things to all people. Yeah. And so always just like the idea of an ideal customer profile, it's important for everybody. Yeah. And the idea of like, how are you bringing people back is always important. And so I think for like retailers, you know, I speak to people in luxury. They're like, yeah, 98% of our revenue is driven by 2% of our customers. If we can move 2 basis points of customers to purchase one more time, reinvent our, like, completely change our trajectory. And so like, that's where it has to be scientific, because guess what? Like, you need the right products. You need to be in the right places for those specific people. That's what you have to have a perspective on, because you can't be everywhere and you're not going to be everywhere.
All right. Go check out Bluecore. Go check out Albi. Go check out the cool stuff on the Shopify marketplace.
There we go. Yeah.
You're probably on every other place in marketplace.
You know what? We're ubiquitous, even though I just said what I said. No, but we focus where we focus. And for small businesses, like if you want to be testing Albi, you've got to be on Shopify.
Yeah.
And
We
so
most a lot of people
important.
on Shopify.
Yeah. And so, but if you want to see what it's all about, go to any product on Evo, go to products on QVC, go to those product landing pages, check it out, look at what the prompts are, try and break it, right? Like, we've had people be like, I can't break this, which is why I'm interested in this. So like,
love that.
Come back to us with feedback. And if you want to test it out for free, give us a shout.
This is great. It's like test shopping.
Yeah.
It's like secret shoppers.
Why not? And why not?
Jason, it's nice to meet you, man.
Nice
Thanks for coming
too.
around. Thanks for dealing with all my setup and everything else.
You know what? We got 2 sound effects, and
we did. I got more if you want to.
I feel like I earned a third. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Let's go to the board. Let's get you out of here on this. Let's see. How about this one?
OMG.
There we go.
All right. That's going to do it. I'm doing these episodes. We don't know. I don't know what the hell Summer is, by the way. Can somebody find her, please? But anyway, people matter. Like us, blah, 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 all that stuff. We're on the YouTube.
Do it all.
Until next time. Bye.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.